This is it, the final showdown. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2021 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, presented by AximTrade. This is the season finale, and can you imagine a more dramatic finish to the end of the season? So yesterday we crowned two class champions, Bao Jinlong from Team Shanghai Yongda and Eric Kwong from Kitty World Racing was crowned champion for the Pro-Am and AM class. And even the more dramatic ending is that for the top two protagonists in the Pro Championship, the overall class, the Daniel Liu of Team Jepson and Tu Yue of Team Porsche Holding are tied at the top with 258 points. So these two will be starting from second and third respectively in this final race. And starting from pole position will be Liu Ye from BD Crew, the double race winner from yesterday. 各位观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎来到我们上海国际赛车场的比赛现场。这里是我们的收官战最后一场比赛。我们从2021赛季由 AximTrade 呈现的亚洲保时捷卡雷拉杯向您报道。那么在昨天的比赛中呢，我们已经产生了2个组别冠军。那么我们的绅士组的冠军呢是来自上海永达车队的包金龙，而我们的业余组的冠军呢则是来自 Kitty World Racing 的 Eric Kwong。但是我们这个赛季也是到了一个非常白热化的一个非常激烈的一个转折点。我们现在 overall 专业组别的前2名的车手，来自捷成车队的陆文龙，以及来自保时捷控股车队的崔越，现在是以同样的258分的积分并列排在第1。那么这2名车手呢，也将在我们即将进行的第5回合比赛中呢，分别从第2和第3名发车。那么今天的杆位车手呢，则是也同样是昨天获得双料冠军的来自宝德企业集团的叶红丽。那么我们这个比赛周末呢，不仅仅是亚洲保时捷卡罗拉杯，更是我们一个保时捷的巨大的嘉年华。我们还有保时捷的中国保时捷运动杯，还有我们的劲享跑车日，还有我们保时捷中国的电竞挑战赛。所以我们马上将播放一段精彩的短片，来庆祝一下我们保时捷的嘉年华，并且回顾一下上一回合比赛的精彩瞬间。
So a couple of cracking races yesterday have brought us to the final round of the season. Hello everybody, I'm John Hindhoff. It's a real pleasure, as it has been for the whole of this season, to take you through the action for the last time in the championship of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, presented by AximTrade. Of course, we will be back for the non-championship race at Macau Grand Prix in a couple of weeks' time, and we'll bring that to you live. little bit overcast, temperature's decent, and I can tell you the atmosphere in the paddock amongst the leading protagonists, you could cut it with a cricket stump. Let's sample some of that down on the grid.
Welcome back to the last race of the season. I'm very, very lucky and honored to be joined by the Vice President Marketing of Porsche China, Mr. Sky Chow, and President and CEO of Porsche China, Dr. Jens Putfaken.
Hello.
Hello, welcome both gentlemen. So let me first start with Sky. Sky, can you please share with us, from a marketing perspective, what does motorsport bring for the Porsche brand?
Well, I think it's fair to say that everybody knows motorsport is in the DNA of the Porsche brand. And we as Porsche, we are a brand that is driven by dreams. And motorsport is where much of the passion goes in, as well as many dreams come true, or even taking flight. Therefore, it's very important for us to continue cultivating this motorsport and sports car culture here in China. And we are very happy to see thousands of sports car enthusiasts and customers and dealers joining us and witness this grand event this weekend.
Fantastic. Driven by dreams. No better word can describe what motorsport means for Porsche. Thank you, Sky. And over to you, Jens. It's so great to see everyone coming here celebrating this weekend. It must be a really big day for Porsche.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic and a big day. We have the Porsche Carrera Cup presented by AximTrade. We have the Porsche Sports Cup. We have the Sports Car Together Day to invite everybody, all our fans, all our customers, to the Porsche family and to party about our final event to the 20 years of Porsche in Chinese mainland. So we're presenting all our brand to the customers and to people who are interested to see it. So it's a very big day for us.
Sounds great. Very exciting. Thank you, Jens. Thank you, Sky. Back to you guys.
And it's all come down to this. 14 rounds have gone before, and we have 30 minutes, 12 laps, 65.5 kilometres, or 40.6 miles to go. The grid formed up. There'll be one more circuit of the Shanghai International track for these cars before we come back to the line for the last red lights of the season, of the championship season at least. Top four in the championship separated by just 19 points. 27 points on offer. That means that Daniel Lu Wenlong and Choi Yue, who are tied at the top, have got to look over their shoulders for Yu Kuai and Liu Ye, who are just 3 points between them and 16 and 19 points behind respectively. Lin Kang out of it in 5th position in the overall. But those top four, well, anything could happen. And Liu Ye is having a very good weekend for BD Group. 2 race wins from pole position already. Ma Xinlong confirmed as champion yesterday over Zhou Biwan, but it's tight between Zhou and Min Heng for 2nd place in the Pro-Am Championship. Eric Kwong beats his brother Henry Kwong to the championship. Li Jia in 3rd position. So let's hear from one of our championship contenders, Daniel Lu Wenlong.
Daniel, this is it, the final showdown. Yesterday, Toya said he's going to fight you tooth and nail for the victory. How are you feeling so far?
Pretty confident. I know what I gotta do. Just stay ahead of Toya this race. I already got the advantage being 1 grid box ahead and also starting on new tires where he's on old tires. So definitely have the advantages to my play. So I just gotta bring it home and yeah.
All right, may the best man win.
And the tyre strategy this weekend is crucial. You heard Daniel Lu Wenlong there mentioning he's got new tyres. He saved a set of Michelin Pilot Sport N3s, the slick racing tyre, for this race. It was a very tactically aware but potentially dangerous strategy that yesterday he ran on old tyres. That meant his finishing position was compromised, but today at the front of the grid he's got a grip advantage.
崔悦呢，在昨天的比赛中呢，也非常以优越的成绩追回了积分。然后今天的比赛中呢，从第3位发车，现在心情如何？
我觉得首先我就把这个比赛当做一个普通的比赛，这是我首先要做的。然后第二就是今天其实对我们来说非常困难吧，因为 Daniel 用的是全新的4条新胎，我用的是排位赛之后的一套旧胎。但是我觉得可能速度还是不会差很多。然后期待很精彩的全年最后一站总决赛吧。
好，祝你好运。So Toya told me he's going to treat this race just like any other race. He won't have an advantage over Daniel because he's starting from on old tires, where Daniel is starting on all new tires. But he doesn't think the pace will be much different. So he'll give it all his best and then full on pedal to the metal.
It was the extra point for fastest lap that brought Toyue level with Daniel Liu Wenlong on 258 points in the second race here yesterday. So there is pace in that number 86 car, the Porsche holding machine of Toyue. There are a couple of other championship contenders. The bright orange number 99 of Yu Kuai, one of 2 absolute racing run cars in contention, the other being the pole sitter Liu Ye. Now they are slightly outside bets because they're a wee bit further back in terms of their points haul at the moment. But if Daniel and Toyue get so caught up with racing each other, they could easily forget the other 2. And our spies on the grid, thank you for the information, my Chinese commentator colleagues telling us that they believe that Liu Ye on pole position to the driver's left of the starting grid is also on new Michelin rubber. So the 2 front row starters on new tyres, everyone else on used rubber. So watch out for that BD car. That's another one of the absolute racing machines. So watch out for that BD car. That's another one of the absolute racing machines. They are on home ground. Let's just revel in the noise of the flat 6 as they fire up 18 4-litre engines coming to life to do battle around this 5.451 kilometre or 3.388 mile circuit, overtaking opportunities down at turn 6 and at the hairpins around the circuit, turn 11 and then into turn 14. Really important to get out of the carousel at turn 13 quickly. Race control have been watching track limits at turn 16 very, very carefully this weekend. Lap record set this weekend. Cars leaving on their green flag formation lap. So let's have a look at the race headlines then. Front row start for championship joint leader Daniel Liu Wenlong in the blue and white Jebsen car. And here's how they will line up, with Liu Ye looking for a clean sweep of the weekend. He's been very quick off the line. Daniel Liu Wenlong's a quick starter too as well. Row 2, also the joint leader, Toyue, Porsche holding alongside Yu Kuai, another fast starter if he gets it right in the 99 car. Lin Kong and Max Weiser in positions 5 and 6. Nathan Liu Wenhu in the Team Porsche China number 911 car in 7th. Best of the Pro-Am runners, Min Hung for Toro, ahead of new champion Ba Jinlong. Bian Ye for Absolute Racing in the satin blue car on the outside of row 5. Row 6, Zhou Biwan will be second in the championship for Pro-Am. Yuan Bo is alongside him. Then on row 7, Li Chao shares that row with Eric Kwong, newly crowned champion in the AM category. His brother Henry will be second in that category. Wu Shizin is alongside him. Li Jia, 828, and Jeffrey Z at the back in the number 69 car. Those are the two cars on the 9th row of the grid. And I sort of interrupted myself, but here's the race headlines. Joint leaders going into the weekend, so it would be easy to think it is just winner takes all. Best finisher between Daniel Liu Wenlong and Zhou Yue. But factor in the pole man, Liu Ye, just 19 points behind the joint leaders, and between him and them, 16 points behind the leader, Yu Kuai in the number 99. The top 4 on the grid are the top 4 in the championship. We will crown a champion today. And by the way, we've got another championship to resolve today, and that is the Porsche Dealer Challenge, where Daniel Liu Wenlong's Team Jebsen holds a 1-point advantage over Porsche Holding. That's the Toy Yue team, the number 86 car. Third in that dealer championship. Not too far away either. We'll keep you up to date with the live championship standings. I'm delighted to say that it's not me that has to do the live arithmetic, but we'll try and keep you up to date with how the championship changes. Literally 1 or 2 positions here could make a difference to the destination of the big trophy this weekend. With the non-championship race at Macau Grand Prix still to come, we are lined up. What started here 176 days ago here at Shanghai International Circuit will now be resolved in 65.5 kilometres, 40.6 miles. It's the final round of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2021, presented by AximTrade. The lights are out. Great start from BD Racing's Liu Ye. He's done exactly what he needed to do. Toy Yue cuts across to the inside, leading into turn 1, and at the moment is champion-elect. But here's Daniel Liu Wenlong, the two championship contenders side by side, dropping down the hill from turns 2 to 3. What a start. What a start. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Liu Ye. Got a win to have any chance of leapfrogging from 4th to the top of the championship, and he's done exactly what needs to be done. Gets away then. Daniel Liu Wenlong back into 2nd. The Jebsen car back into 2nd position. The championship pendulum swings again. Not a great start from Yu Kuai. The orange car's dropped down to 5th position. That's been a heck of a start by Max Visa. He's moved up a couple of spots. Barely half a lap completed then, and already drama at the front of the field. Toy Yue must have thought he had that done, but a great fight back from Daniel Liu Wenlong. Is that the move that secures Daniel and Jebsen the championship title? Remember, Daniel has a grip advantage. Toy Yue knew that he had to go early and try and get in front of that blue and white car. He managed it for a corner or 2. Number 911 there, Nathan Liu Wenhu with the 4-way flashes going, so he's had a moment. down to the heavy braking area at 14 and through to the end of the first lap. Leo Ye, BD Group, doing what he's done in the 2 races before this. He leads across the line at the end of lap 1. Daniel Liu went long in 2nd place. At the moment, that's enough to take the championship. Leo Ye with the fastest lap has got new tyres on that number 22 car, we believe. So the first 2 with new Michelin Slick Pilot Sport N3 rubber. Looks like the 55 car has had a problem. That's Wu Jiazin, Alex, back in the championship, stood on the podium in Am yesterday, 3rd place, but he's into the pit lane early. So he looks like he's had an issue. Ling Kong in there as well. Ling Kong, very early caller into the pit lane for Meidong Racing. Was sitting 5th in the championship before this race start, 4th before the race weekend. So not the way he wanted to finish his championship in that silver and blue number 12 car. So there's been a contretemps somewhere in the early lap. As it stands, Daniel Liu went long, would take the championship by 3 points. Max Visa having a little look to the inside at turn 14 on Toyue. Toyue repels that advance. Yu Kuai sitting in 5th position. The bright orange number 99 car unable to make any progress forwards. In fact, actually dropped the position from his starting spot. The gap between 1st and 2nd, 1.585 seconds. Leo Ye, unsurprisingly, at the front of the field, pulls out another gap. And a new fastest lap as well last time around. 2:07.155, not quite as quick as he went yesterday, but he's bringing those Michelin tyres up to temperature and pressure. Real danger here for Toyue in 3rd position with Max Visa in the white, grey and red Toro Racing Porsche. To have any chance of the championship, he's got to stay within striking distance of Daniel Liu when long. And I would say at the moment, having lost over 2 seconds to him, that's not the situation. At least he's holding on to 2nd place in the championship, although Leo Ye has pulled within 10 points of him if it finished like this. Toyue, is he playing a waiting game? Temperature's not too bad at this time of the day on the track and in the air, so maybe he's playing the waiting game. We have seen if you go too hard too early, you can take performance out of the Michelin tyres. Very important indeed to be able to manage the tyre life. These races, about 40 miles, 65.5 kilometres, just under half an hour, 30 minutes. It's 12 laps this weekend. Daniel Liu went long then, with the advantage in the championship. If the checkered flag was to come out now, he would be our 2021 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, presented by AximTrade Pro Class Champion. Locked up by Max Visser. Going into turn 1, locked the right front, the unloaded right front Michelin up as he was turning in. Really tough entry to turn 1 as you are braking from very high speed down that front straight. and turning at the same time. That's given Choyue just the opportunity to get a bit of breathing space. Got to focus forward. Kwong brothers have been fighting it out all season. No other family has stood on the top step of the podium for Pro-Am. For Am, excuse me. At the moment, Eric leading from Henry. Henry in the black and yellow car has been in a decent run of form recently, but couldn't overhaul the advantage his brother had built up earlier on in the season. I suspect the family rivalry will continue. Looks like Henry is having a look down the outside. Through the far side of the circuit, the northern side of the circuit. Into turn 11 through 12 and now onto the back straight, turn 13. Min Hung in 6th position, by the way, is leading Pro-Am. Loves to be amongst the pro drivers and is. So already we've seen problems and pit callers for Ling Kong in the Midong Racing number 12 for which is in the ZZRT competition number 55, and I think in the number 911 Team Porsche driver China entry Nathan Liu Wenhu has also had an issue because he's dropped a long way off the back of the field. At the front of the field, Liu Ye, with a view he is very accustomed to seeing this weekend, that of a clear Shanghai International circuit ahead of him. What a last few races it's been for him. Knocked the fastest 2 laps out in qualifying on 1 set of Michelin tyres, and nobody was within half a second of him, and that really set the tone for what has been a very competitive weekend for the BD Group driver. BD, one of 4 cars this weekend run by Absolute Racing, their headquarters and main workshop on the premises here on the grounds of Shanghai International. Ingo Matta's team working very much on home ground, although with other championships that they're involved in over the weekend, not everybody will be here to have witnessed the great run. Daniel Liu Wenlong in 2nd place for Jebsen, then Toy Yue. Toy at the moment not able to match the times of the leaders. 2:07.1 last time for Liu Ye. Daniel Liu Wenlong 2:07.3. With no Porsche Carrera Cup last year, Daniel Liu Wenyong, who lives in the Shanghai area, he raced last year in the China Endurance Championship. Best 2 results, a 1st and a 3rd. Couple of seasons before that in Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, and was selected for the Porsche Super Cup Junior Shootout in Portimao in 2019 when he was 4th in the overall championship. He's going to go better than that this year. Question is, will he be 1st or 2nd? Well, Daniel at the moment holding on to the championship lead by 3 points. Gap back now to Toyue is a comfortable 4 seconds. Make that nearly 4.5 actually. So coming round to half distance next time around. The showdown in Shanghai. Liu Ye trying to spoil the party. Now, is the number 99 car coming to life as well? Flash of the headlights down towards turn 14. Max Visser. We've seen Max be very quick in the Toro racing car at the beginning of races. Not sure what it is, but he hasn't been able to keep up that intensity of performance throughout the whole race distance. Just doing a bit of arithmetic in my head. Yu Kuai currently 3rd in the Drivers' Championship for Team Star Chase. That might be under threat from Liu Ye. Yeah, it is. Liu Ye in 3rd position. Sorry, take that back. Leo was already in 3rd position. Yu Kuai was in 4th, of course, coming into this round. No. This isn't your first thought, Hindhoff. Yu Kuai was in 3rd, so at the moment, Liu Ye, with 3 wins at the weekend, is bouncing himself up into 3rd position in the championship. Told you arithmetic wasn't my thing. Team Ivory Bray, the 88 car for Yuan Bo, another one of the absolute run cars, stalking at the moment the 2nd Toro racing car. That's for 6th and 7th. Min Hung just having lost that position. And Min Hung in 6th, I should say, for Toro, is the best of the Pro Am drivers. He'll be loving being up with the Pro drivers. That is what he likes to do. Down at turn 14, bit of a late lunge for the orange number 99, and there's contact at the apex. Yu Kuai coming from a long way back there, didn't really get alongside. Visser manages to hold on, reject the advances. Oh, he's locked up that left front again, right front again, excuse me, at turn 1. Big puff of Michelin tyre smoke. Dropping down, big drop from turn 1 through 2 to turns 3 and 4. The wall on the left-hand side giving a really good indication of just how much altitude they lose there. Big lock up for Toyue ahead of these two. In fact, he's gone off. Toyue off at turn 6. 2nd in the championship and not doing his championship hunt any good whatsoever. He's now being caught by Max Visser. Meantime, Min Hung in the other Toro racing car with the red stripe at 3rd of the way up from the bottom of the car. Min with Yuan Bo, the Ivory Bay Capital, the grey car. Right behind him, 6th and 7th having that battle. Meantime, Toyue in the black, white and red car. At the moment on for 2nd. Oh, losing the back end of the car there. Those old tyres are beginning to come back to haunt him. Used tyres. Strict allocation of new rubber across a race weekend. Slightly enhanced this weekend because it's a triple header. But you do not have enough tyres just to throw a new set of Michelins on a couple of times through the qualifying session and then have a new set for each of the races. That's not how it works. And Daniel Liu Wenlong and Team Jebsen played that strategy card yesterday in the second race. You didn't have a great grid position, so you might have thought a new set of tyres would have helped him. They decided to take the points that were on offer yesterday and save a new set of slicks for today. Man, that's paid off. Lost second position and therefore the potential championship lead on the first complex of corners to Toyue, but gained it back almost immediately, and since then has driven away and is now 7 seconds ahead of his championship rival, who locks up going down into turn 6 where he had the incident last time around, and he's gone long again. The problem is, you lock up a tyre and put a flat spot on it. That's the piece that's going to get caught on the tarmac. If you're just slightly too much pressure on the brake pedal, that wheel and tyre combination will lock up again and again and again. Number one, you'll get vibration, which is horrible. Number two, you're losing braking performance because it's locked up, which is not good for your lap times or your race position. Number three, you're wearing the surface of the tyre, and that may cause him even more issues later on. Two-thirds distance, and Leo Ye for BT Group in the final race of the 2021 Carrera Cup Asia presented by AximTrade has built up a 4-second lead. Second position, starting from the front row, Daniel Liu Wenlong at the moment with his eyes on the championship trophy, not on the win here. Doesn't have to win this race to take the championship with Toyue in third position, and that 3-point gap between these two would be enough for Daniel Liu Wenlong to pick up the trophy at the end of this race. Max Visa trying to spoil the party of Toyue, making it an even worse day. Toyue did everything he could, I think, at the start. Got a rocket ship start. And now a big lock up into turn 6 for Visa in the Toro Racing Porsche. In a squeal of protest from the Michelin Pilot Sport N3 tyre. Well, not quite the championship showdown in Shanghai we were hoping for at the front of the field, but we've still got a little bit of racing to go. Daniel Liu Wenlong has not won since Ningbo round 8 back in September, and he won't need to win again this season if he stays where he is. 3 victories for Daniel and Team Jebsen as he comes down to turn 14. He's got the half of the back straight between himself and Toyue. Toyue also 3 wins this year. Hasn't quite had the consistency of Daniel. Leo Ye may be the man who reflects on this season and says, what if had a horrible weekend at Ningbo the first time around in early September, no points at all after being on pole for round 5. He won in round 6 and then didn't score again, didn't finish the race in round 7. And those 2 non-scores have really hampered his championship chances. He leads this race. You have to think, even if he'd been in the top 4 or 5 for both of those races, and it was an early lap incident, I seem to remember, at Ningbo at the back straight chicane that broke the steering arm with contact on his car, and he had to retire. But even top 5 finishes there would have put him in with a chance of the championship. For the moment, the closest battle on the track is Toyue. 3 points the difference between him as it stands and Daniel Lu Wenlong. Toy must know now that his championship is fading. It's getting a little smaller, just as the back of Daniel Lu Wenlong's team Jebsen Porsche is into the distance, and that's the championship disappearing down the back straight for Toyue. The gap now some 8 seconds, and he's just never been able to match the lap times of the 2 drivers that started on new tyres ahead of him on the grid. Great start, can't fault his ambition, but Toyue is not going to be champion this year. Been in the Carrera Cup Asia since 2016. Was 4th the last time we ran the championship back in 2019. Looks like he's going to improve on that to 2nd, but we'll know that this was an opportunity that slipped away. And maybe Liu Ye thinks the same as well. He's going to end up 3rd in the championship as it stands right now. He's on his last lap. Liu Ye for Team BD. China Endurance Championship for the last couple of years. In fact, actually going back to 2019 and 2020, did some Blancpain and some Asian Formula Renault. If you go back as far as 2015, was doing some single-seater stuff. He's going to win the race and end up 3rd in the championship, ruining those 2 non-finishes at Ningbo. But Daniel Lu Wenlong is under 2 kilometres away from the championship in 2021. Brilliant, brilliant final round for Liu Ye. 3 poles, 3 race wins, and 2 fastest laps for Liu. Just a point away from a perfect weekend for BD Group and for Absolute Racing. He wins it and he'll take home 3rd in the championship, but the 2021 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia AximTrade Pro Champion is Daniel Lu Wenlong, and Team Jebsen with that victory will seal the dealer challenge as well. Toyue, a valiant effort, but without the new rubber. He used that yesterday. Did not have the grip to fight the 2 cars ahead. He'll be 3rd on the podium, 2nd in the championship. Max Visser with, I think, his best finish of the season in 4th. Yu Kuai in 5th. Top 6 made up at the end there by the number 88 coming through. Yuan Bo in the Ivory Braid Capital car, just knocking Min Hung out of the top 6, but he will win the Pro-Am category for the 2nd time. Both his wins this season have come here this weekend. Ba Jinlong 2nd in Pro-Am and 8th Joby won in 9th. And Bianye makes up the top 10. Henry Kwong from Eric Kwong in the Pro-Am category. 15 rounds spread over 176 days. And the 2021 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia champion is Daniel Liu Wenlong for Team Jebsen. Three victories in the season, and he's managed this last third of the season immaculately. Hasn't won a race since round 8. So really, pretty much the last half of the season, he's been picking up championship points where he could, not putting himself in danger, ensuring that he got the points required. And with some brilliant tyre strategy today, saving a set of Michelin Pilot Sport N3s, brand new for the Sunday finale. He and Team Jebsen are victorious and become the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2021 presented by AximTrade Pro Champion for drivers and the Dealer Challenge Champion as well. I think the 22 BD racing car could probably find its own way to Parc Fermé position 1. It's the third time it's been here this weekend. Daniel Liu Wenlong onto the roof of the Jebsen Racing number 20. The team in front of him. Really good to see the first person who congratulated him heartily as well. BD Group's Leo Ye, who's won all 3 races this weekend. Leo has to be a championship contender for next year if he comes back. But for those 2 non-scores at Ningbo, he would have been right there. Team Jebsen being very clever this weekend, used their resources perfectly. Just pulling up into 3rd position in the Parc Fermé area. Toyue, there'll be disappointment there for Toyue, but that's his best championship finish. The headlines will reflect that Team Jebsen and Daniel Liu Wenlong take the championship by just 3 points. Sorry for the language there. Picked up in our effects mic. So all done in the first lap. Started 2nd. Daniel dropped to 3rd, regained 2nd, and that was the championship defining moment. Let's not forget a triple race victory this weekend by BD Group, the Absolute Racing team, and Leo Ye. That's pushed him up into 3rd in the championship. Toyue, who finished 3rd here today, will be 2nd in the championship for Porsche Holding. Daniel Liu Wenlong taking the championship for Jebsen. Fine tactics employed with the tyre strategy this weekend. I thought it was a risky one yesterday when we saw him weaving around on the back straight, and Daniel clearly didn't have the performance in his car. Finished off the podium, which has been unusual for him this weekend, this year. Composes himself. Let's head down to Parc Fermé, where Andrea has the first interview with the 2021 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia presented by AximTrade champion Daniel Lu Wenlong.
Daniel, congratulations. You are the champion of the 2021 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. You must be feeling really emotional right now.
Yeah, definitely. I don't even know. No words can describe it. Yeah, we worked so hard all this year. It's not been an easy year. Had its up and downs, but yeah, it's just to finish here. Yeah, it's still unbelievable. No words, really.
And the pendulum of the season has swung back and forth. And how did you manage to deal with the emotions and the pressure?
Yeah, this weekend was a lot of pressure from the get-go, from free practice up into the last lap. Yeah, I definitely felt it. Was hard to sleep last night, but we got there in the end, and no thanks to Team Jepsen and my team, my crew, and everyone in it that helped me along the way. Big thank you to them as well.
Congratulations again, and to Team Jepsen. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Let's look back at the season from the perspective of our new champion, Daniel Lu Wenlong and Team Jepsen. The blue and white car, distinctive in its livery, stands out on the track, and Daniel's driving has been exemplary this year. 3 wins across the season. Took him time to get into the winning spirit. Won at round 5 at Ningbo. Backed that up with round 7 victory at Ningbo. And then was on the top step of the podium again. Just once more, round 8 again at Ningbo. So that clearly is his favourite circuit. And since then, he's managed that points gap. Not been on the top step of the box since then. But ultimately, got the right number of points. 3 points, the margin of victory.
恭喜闵行，这是我们本周末的第2场胜利。然后在比赛中的话，也和我们的 Pro 车手有一些争夺，跟我们讲讲你现在的一个心情吧。
其实我在车里面的最后一圈，我都已经泪流满面了，真的太不容易了。因为就是在那个最后一场，我知道我与那个对手的这个差别其实有8分之差，然后我们经过计算，然后其实我不仅要拿到整个组别的第1，然后对手要同时满足就是第2名的周碧煌，他要在第3的位置，我不仅要在第1位完赛，而且还要做出最快单圈，那1分非常宝贵，因为我们就有8分之差，然后第1名和第3名的这个分数差是7分，然后我还要比他多1分，我才能拿到这个年度组别第2的这个位置。所以我们真的是天时地利人和，然后是老天在帮我，然后去满足了所有的条件，1分都不能少，去拿到最后的这个成绩，我真的是泪流满面，太感动了。然后非常感谢我的车队，然后还有所有来观赛的朋友们，真的是非常感动的一年，谢谢。
谢谢闵行, sir. Minheng just told me that he was actually crying and very emotional in his helmet during the last lap because it's been such a hard-fought season. So for this race, he had to not only get the first place and also the fastest lap in order to get the 2nd position in the Pro-Am Championship. And he did, and it's all thanks to the team Toro Racing and his own great effort to bring the season to a dramatic and satisfying end. So congratulations to Minheng again.
Thank you.
Yeah!
Henry, congratulations, you bagged another victory for your season. You had also a great scrap with Eric throughout the race. Talk us through your race, please.
Well, I started pretty well, but accident happened. I got hit on the T4, but luckily I can resume and pass Li Jia and Eric on the 2 laps after. So keep it the same effort and bring it back home. I'm really happy for that. Yeah.
Great effort. Thank you.
Thank you.
So at the lights out, it was a great start from the pole man. And for a moment, Toyue had the championship trophy in his hands. Into second place at turn 1. Went a tiny little bit wide into turn 2. That allowed the Jebsen car down the inside and retook that position. And that sealed the championship right there for Toyue, who then had his hands full with Max Wiese in the Toro Racing car. Early incident for the number 12 of Li Kong and Meidong Racing, one of the cars involved at turn 4 in that coming together. The Kwong brothers battling in AM category, side by side on a number of occasions. That championship decided yesterday, with Eric in the Kinney World 23 multicoloured car taking the championship, but his brother was victorious today in the final round. And at the front of the field, Daniel Liu Wenlong did not need to win, knew that his championship rival was behind him, built up a good gap, managed his race. Yu Kuai trying to get back up and move through the championship standings as well, but Max Wiese was not playing that game. And even though Max made a couple of mistakes in braking down to turn 1, he held on. Toyue trying to chase down Daniel Liu Wenlong, but went long himself at 6, a couple of laps. That cost him time. He hung on to be third today and confirmed second place in the championship. And Min Hung taking his second win of the weekend for the Pro-Am category, and that promotes him to second in the championship. But at the front of the field, once again, BD Racing reigning supreme with Liu Ye. He wins the race, moves to third in the championship. Daniel Liu Wenlong for Jebsen taking the Drivers' Championship. Jebsen taking the Dealer Challenge. Scenes of great joy for our new Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2021, presented by AximTrade champion. Well, what a season it has been. We've got some lappery going on for the Porsche Together Sports Car Festival. It's been a big celebration of sports, GT and endurance racing with the Porsche Sports Cup here, as well as Sports Car Together. Great way to round off the season. Congratulations and very well done to Alex Gibault and the rest of his team for managing to get this 2021 season up and running. And my personal thanks not only to the organising team, but all of my broadcast colleagues, wherever they are in the world, because that's been a technical challenge as well that everyone has stepped up to this year. Andrea, our host this weekend and for most of the second half of the season, great work down on the grid and in pit lane. And of course my broadcast colleagues at CTVS. All big teamwork right the way through our live broadcasts. Thoroughly enjoyable. say to my colleagues at Shanghai, I know they're listening in the production truck, Shishi, really enjoyable season. So for the final time this year, we have the podium ready. We have Babendum, the Michelin man, ready. We await the arrival of the podium party and the drivers for the formalities. Actually, there's something very important missing from the podium. Babendum is quite important. And aside from the presentation party and the drivers, what we don't have at the moment are the trophies and the bottles of champagne. I expect to see some very vigorous champagne spraying. Leo Ye, with 3 victories this weekend, has a lot to celebrate on home ground for Absolute Racing. And of course, Daniel Liu Wenlong, who will stand on the second step of the podium when we get to the pro category. He has the championship to celebrate. Couldn't finish it off with a win, but in fairness, he didn't need to. In my thanks that I'm handing out, I should also say thanks to all of you who've been our audience, whether you've watched live across the world or indeed on catch-up. Thank you for your kind comments on Twitter and elsewhere. Don't forget, we still have the invitation end of season on the streets of Macau at the Macau Grand Prix weekend. First time since 2013 that Carrera Cup Asia have been part of Macau Grand Prix. And we'll bring that to you live as well. Really looking forward to that. A new challenge for all of these drivers. Not sure that any of our competitors have driven anything on the streets of Macau before. And that circuit always seems to turn up drama and excitement. So make sure you bookmark that in your diary. And we'll have that for you live and free right here. Well, just still waiting for the drivers. I suspect some of them are already starting the celebrations with their teams. The champagne has arrived. The trophies are just off to the side of the stage, and our presentation party are just a few steps away. So, a bit of lappery going on by people enjoying their Porsches. 20 years of the 911 in China this year. And this event, a real celebration of that. With the Porsche Sports Cup and the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia presented by AximTrade, forming part of this Porsche Sports Car Together Festival. Time for the formalities. Starting with the AM category.
And now the winner for M class goes to Triple Ace Racing Harry Kwan. Congratulations, Harry. 恭喜3位。接下来我们有请颁奖嘉宾保时捷中国市场副总裁乔家琪先生上台，欢迎。有请 Sky 为冠军颁发奖杯。恭喜。接下来有请 Sky 为亚军颁发荣誉奖杯。恭喜！最后请 Sky 为季军颁发荣誉奖杯。请 Sky 留步，我们与3位获奖的车手一起来合影留念。有请 Sky 也一起站上 podium， 我们一起来看向前方摄影师的镜头。掌声送给台上的3位车手，恭喜他们！谢谢，感谢 Sky， 请3位车手留下单独合影留念一张。请大家将您的奖杯抱在您的胸前，我们和现场的所有的伙伴一起来分享。All right, great。接下来属于我们台上3位车手的香槟时刻，请大家打开您手中的香槟，和我们全场的嘉宾一起来分享。恭喜3位获得第15回合业余组的前3，恭喜！谢谢谢谢，掌声再次送给台上的3位，谢谢，恭喜你们！我们相信此刻我们台上的香槟代表了胜利的美酒，此时喝上去也是更加的香甜。谢谢，恭喜3位，也请3位到台下稍作休息一下，谢谢。好的，各位，接下来我们颁奖将继续为您进行。接下来我们为您带来的是由 AximTrade 为您带来的亚洲保时捷卡罗拉杯第15回合正赛 Pro M Class 绅士组的获奖情况的宣布。我们一起来看一下绅士组别的前3名车手分别是谁呢 ？And now the third place goes to 美东 Racing 周碧煌，恭喜！
This is the
请我
Pro
们获奖车手站
podium.
上领奖台。And now the second place goes to Team 上海永达包金龙，恭喜！
Bao crowned champion
恭喜包金
yesterday.
龙。And now the winner for Pro M Class goes to Toro Racing 闵恒，恭喜闵恒！
And with that
恭喜3位
victory,
获奖车手。接下来我们有请颁奖嘉宾中国
moves to second place in the Pro Am Championship this year.
欢迎。首先有请何建东先生为我们的冠军闵恒颁发荣誉奖杯，恭喜！接下来有请何建东先生来为亚军包金龙颁发荣誉奖杯。最后有请何建东先生为季军车手周碧煌颁发荣誉奖杯，恭喜！接下来有请何建东先生与3位车手，我们一起登上领奖台，一起拍照合影留念。谢谢，我们请各位车手将奖杯，我们一起来面向前方的摄影师，恭喜3位车手，谢谢，也感谢何建东先生。我们有请3位车手单独合影留念一张，再一次恭喜他们。来，我们一起来面向前方的镜头。谢谢，恭喜3位。接下来，请3位打开您手中的香槟，我们一起来分享一下胜利的美酒。恭喜！
First and second in the Pro Am Championship. Left spraying the champagne.
谢谢，也请3位到台下稍作休息一下。
Which means we have only the overall
接下来为您
podium to
我
go.
们第15回合正赛专业组的前3名获奖的车手。 All right, now let's invite the winners of round 15 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2021 in Shanghai for the overall class. And now let's welcome the third place goes to 我们一起来看一下，在专业组别当中获得前3名的车手分别是谁呢？首先将为您揭晓的是我们的季军的车手。我们一起来看一下，获得第3名的是来自 Porsche Holding 的崔越，恭喜！有请崔越来到我们的领奖台上。And now the second place goes to Team Jepson, Daniel 陆文龙。Congratulations. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the winner for the overall class goes to BD Group Liu Ye. Congrats.
And with a fabulous 3-win tally on the weekend.
获得经销商奖杯的获奖人是 The Dealer Trophy winner is BD Group. 恭喜。
That third of 3 victories this
接下来
weekend.
我们有请保时捷中国总裁及首席执行官严博宇博士上台为我们的获奖车手颁发荣誉奖杯。And now we're glad to invite the President and CEO of Porsche China, Dr. Jens Puffarken, to present the trophies to all our winners in the upper class. And Jens, please present the winner trophy to Liu. Congratulations. And now please present the dealer trophy to BD Group. Congrats. And now please present the second place trophy to Daniel. And last, please present the third place trophy. Congratulations. And let's take a group photo together with the 4 winners. 我们请台上的各位，我们一起来站上领奖台，一起和全场的嘉宾一起来分享我们荣耀时刻的到来。我们一起来面向镜头。谢谢，掌声再次送给我们台上所有的获奖的车手以及我们的获奖的经销商代表，恭喜 ！Thank you, Jens. Thank you, Jens. Please take a break. Thank you so much. 我们请3位车手，我们继续留步在我们的领奖台上。谢谢，我们请3位开启你们属于你们胜利的香槟时刻，恭喜！哇哦！谢谢，邀请各位再次把你们掌声和呐喊声送给我们台上的3位非常优秀的车手，谢谢他们，也感谢我们所有的车手继续在我们的上赛道，为我们留下了非常精彩的比赛，谢谢，恭喜！好的，各位，由 AximTrade 为您带来的亚洲保时捷卡罗拉杯第15回合正赛的所有颁奖到这里就全部结束了，也请大家不要离开我们围场的主舞台，稍后将继续为您带来2021保时捷劲享跑车日的开幕仪式，更多精彩我们稍后为您揭晓，谢谢。
So our 2021 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia presented by AximTrade. Champion is Daniel Lu Wenlong, crowning a brilliant season for the Team Jepson driver. The championship is over, but we have more action for you in a couple of weeks' time on the streets of Macau. Thanks to everyone who's made this possible in 2021. I'm John Hindhoff. Join us for the Macau Grand Prix Porsche Carrera Cup Invitational.